Present tense in German is das Präsens, but it is a little bit different from English present tense. German has only one way to express the present. For example, in English, we have three ways to express the present. I eat, I am eating, and I do eat. In German, for all these sentences, we have only one structure, and that is ich esse. The verb essen means to eat, and we are going to discuss the conjugation of verbs in present shortly. Additionally, ich esse also gives meanings of future, and that is I'll eat. We can add a time in the future to explicitly make it a future tense. For example, ich esse morgen, I'll eat tomorrow. Further explanation of future tense is discussed in the lesson Simple Future. So the translation of sentence ich esse can be I eat, I'm eating, I do eat, and I'll eat. But the question here is, how would we know the exact meaning of sentence? The answer is the context of the sentence clears the meaning. For example, if person 1 asks, would you like to eat the cake in the evening also? Person 2 replies, ja, ich esse. Yes, I'll eat. Person 1 asks, are you eating bread now? Person 2 replies, ja, ich esse. Yes, I'm eating. If the question is, do you eat bread? Again, the answer would be in presence, ja, ich esse. But this time, English translation would be, yes, I eat. Optionally, a word gerade, which means right now or at the moment, can be added to emphasize the progress form. For example, ich esse gerade, I'm eating now, or I'm eating right now. However, German verbs are inflected. That means the ending of the verb changes according to the personal pronouns and their singular or plural forms. We have already learned the conjugation of verb haben in the last lesson. Other verbs in German are also conjugated in almost similar fashion with minor differences. In German, verb endings change more often than in English. In English, change only occurs in third person singular where we add the s ending. For example, he eats. But in German, the verb ending changes according to whether the verb is used in the first person, second person, third person, and also to whether it is used in plural form or in singular form. German verbs can be divided into two main categories: regular verbs and irregular verbs. Though the verb haben is not a regular verb, but if you have learned the conjugation of haben, you can now conjugate all the German regular verbs. Majority of German verbs are regular verbs. Each verb in the German language has a unique stem, which is also called base of the verb. The stem in a regular verb never changes in its conjugation. That's why they are called regular verbs. To find a stem in a verb, we remove the an or n ending from the infinitive form of the verb. For example, to find the stem of verb haben, we remove the an ending, so the stem remains hab. If you can recall from the last lesson, we have used different endings with the stem of haben, which is hab, for first person, second person, and third person, and also for the singular and plural forms. Some regular verbs and their stems are arbeiten, which means to work, and if we remove the an ending, the stem remains arbeit. Benutzen, which means to use, and the stem is benutz. Bezahlen, which means to pay, and the stem is bezahl. Brauchen, which means to need, and the stem is brauch. Denken, which means to think, and the stem is denk. Machen, which means to do, and the stem is mach. Studieren means to study, and the stem is studier. In the conjugation of regular verbs, after removing the ending an or n from the stem, we add some new endings to the stem. One important point about the conjugation of regular verbs is that their stem remains unchanged throughout their conjugation. In the first person singular, we add the ending a to the stem. For example, from the verb haben, we know the first person singular is ich habe. In first person plural, we add the ending an to the stem, or simply the verb remains in its infinitive form. For example, in the case of haben, it is wir haben. In second person singular, the ending st is added to the stem. In verb haben, it is du hast, but haben is an irregular verb. That's why its stem doesn't remain constant in conjugation. In regular verbs, however, the stem is constant and an ending st is added. In second person plural, an ending t is added to the stem. In case of verb haben, it is ihr habt. In second person polite form, the ending an is added to the stem, or in other words, the verb remain in its infinitive form. In case of haben, it is sie haben, both in singular and plural. In third person singular, an ending t is added to the stem. In case of haben, we have third person singular hat or sie hat. Here also the stem of the verb haben is showing irregularity. In third person plural form, the verb remains in its infinitive form like sie haben. Now we take a couple of examples of regular verbs and put them in the conjugation table. First example is conjugation of machen, which means to do. The stem of machen, if we remove the an ending, is mach. So in first person singular, ich mache. In first person plural, wir machen. In second person singular, du machst. In second person plural, ihr macht. In second person polite form, sie machen, both in singular and in plural. In third person singular, macht, es macht, sie macht. And in third person plural, sie machen. Some complete sentences with machen are: in the first person, ich mache Hausarbeit. Hausarbeit means homework. In first person plural, wir machen Hausarbeit. In second person familiar form, du machst Hausarbeit. In plural, ihr macht Hausarbeit. In second person polite form, it's sie machen Hausarbeit. In third person, macht Hausarbeit, sie macht Hausarbeit, and es macht Hausarbeit. In third person plural, it would be sie machen Hausarbeit. Another example of regular verb is studieren. Studieren means to study. The stem of studieren is studier. The conjugation of studieren is: ich studiere Biologie. Biologie means biology. Wir studieren Biologie. Du studierst Biologie. Ihr studiert Biologie. Sie studieren Biologie. Sie studiert Biologie. Sie studieren Biologie.